Welcome to Bombad Radio as we present this very special episode of the TGC podcast. Podcast for the Gungan Council, found at thegungancouncil.youku.com. Today we are honored to have on the podcast famed voice actor James Arnold Taylor. Some of you might be asking yourself, who is this person with 3 first names? Yes, I am reading your mind, Mr. Chaos Maxtor. Now let me tell you. A native of California, James has been voice acting since 1984, where he began his career as Musu in Miyazaki's film Nausicaa, A Valley of the Wind, and since then has been involved in franchises such as Pokemon, Final Fantasy, Ratchet & Clank, Johnny Bravo, Robotech, Duck Dodgers, Avatar The Last Airbender, Codename Kid Next Door, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, X-Men, Pirates of the Caribbean, Spider-Man, Shrek, Afro Samurai, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Superman, Kingdom Hearts, Batman, Benton, Alien Force, The Princess Bride, Transformers, Bionicle, Scooby-Doo, Back to the Future, The Flintstones, G.I. Joe, Green Lantern, Johnny Test, and even Thundercats. Of course, we would know him best for his work with Star Wars, both in games such as LEGO Star Wars, Battlefront 2, and Star Wars The Clone Wars, where he voices Obi-Wan Kenobi, Plo Koon, and many more. Not only a very talented voice actor, proven in all facets of the industry, but a loving husband and father, and a man of great faith and optimism who strives to inspire others to be all that they can be through his experiences shared on his website, jamesarnoldtaylor.com, his Facebook page, and also his live shows such as A Galaxy of Voices performed at Disney World Orlando for Star Wars weekends this past year. It brings me great pleasure to welcome to the podcast our distinguished guest, James Arnold Taylor.
Appreciate you guys asking me some questions here. I'm going to give you the answers from the 5 that you asked. Here we go.
Now, as a note to the audience, Mr. Taylor volunteered his time to answer questions that we presented to him. A month ago on the Gungan Council forum, we the members were able to brainstorm questions that we would like to ask him. Other parties, such as some members of the Force.net forums, were involved and a list of questions came to be. We, the podcast team, went through these and chose 5 questions for our guests to answer. Here are the questions and the answers. So take it away, James.
Question number 1. Star Wars fans are known to be among the most dedicated, diehard supporters of any franchise in film history. We can also be very demanding of our favorite Star Wars personalities, lovingly hounding them at conventions and other events for decades at a time. How does it feel to be part of the Star Wars mythology, and how has the reception from fans been, especially given that you've stepped into the voice of Clone Wars era Obi-Wan Kenobi, a role so strongly associated with Ewan McGregor? Ah, yes. Well, it is a great honor to be involved in the Star Wars universe, as I've said many times before, and I agree with you, Star Wars fans are very, very dedicated, but also so kind and very endearing to all of us, and hopefully we are the same to them. It's been great being a part of it, and it's very strange to be the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi and to be the character associated with Obi-Wan Kenobi now, to be that actor. And Ewan McGregor is such a great actor, and I really admire his work, as well as Alec Guinness, Sir Alec Guinness. And so to be the third guy to kind of step into this and to voice more of Obi-Wan than even Ewan or Alec, in fact, combined over the course of the last 8 or 9 years now, I think, that I've been doing this. It's pretty exciting, and it's quite humbling. So I'm thrilled to be involved with it, and I can't thank all of you, the fans that listen to my voice as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm quite honored. You've done so many voices, so many characters, it's actually staggering. Well, thank you. Which one was your favorite role and why? Well, I get this question a lot, and I can't really say that, this particular character is my favorite or that particular character is my favorite. I find that whichever one I'm doing at the time, I really try to give my all to. And in turn, they kind of all become my favorites. It's like I've always joked, it's like trying to pick a favorite child. You love each one for different reasons. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi for what he represents, and not just in the Star Wars universe, but within just a character and that development of that character and that person that he is, as well as the Jedi that he is. So I love that, and yet at the same time, if I'm doing Fred Flintstone, I love doing Fred Flintstone because I grew up watching the Flintstones, and show that's near and dear to my heart, as well as my sisters and my family and all. And to be able to do that voice was a great honor to do that. And then you look at something brand new like, Ratchet and Clank or Johnny Test, and getting to do those voices and bring life to those characters in a way that is so fun and funny and well written. It's great. Yet, at the same time, if I walk in and do a commercial or a promo for Fox and say, animation domination coming up next on Fox, I love doing that. So I really don't have a favorite. Whatever I'm doing at the time becomes my favorite. Why should adult fans watch The Clone Wars? Well, because Obi-Wan Kenobi says that you should. You will watch The Clone Wars. No, because it is a show that is, well, if you're a Star Wars fan, you should watch The Clone Wars because it is made by Star Wars fans, namely Dave Filoni, our supervising director, who just does an amazing job, but also has such a great love for the romance of Star Wars and loves telling the story of the entire arc of stories from Star Wars, not just the prequels. But it's one of those shows that is just plain old good television, like Lost before it, or Heroes, or Battlestar Galactica. Great in that fantasy and sci-fi world, but also great in the storytelling. And there's a lesson to be learned in each episode, and they are family-friendly as well, but they are just Star Wars-friendly. They make sense within the world of Star Wars. Question 4. Are you aware and or present at the online Star Wars community? People are curious if you are aware of our existence and if our reputation is as crazy as people think it is. Well, I am aware. I am not present. And yes, you all are crazy. No, I kid. I think it's great. I think that there is so many different outlets for Star Wars fans to get out there and be heard, as well as to just converse. And so I think that that's pretty cool, although I know that there's some I don't want to say controversy with it, but just the fact that, there's pros and cons as far as people have presented. And look, it is what it is. And again, I think as long as people can always have their minds not just open, that sounds kind of, silly, hooey to just throw out there, have an open mind, but to be aware of things and to put out positions, but also be willing to hear other positions, and things like the Star Wars community online certainly gives that voice. So there you go. There's my political answer to it. And finally, what is your favorite experience in the industry? Any funny or interesting or inspirational recording experiences you'd like to share? And who are your favorite people to work with? Well, I love working with the cast of The Clone Wars. D. Bradley Baker is one of the most talented voice actors out there, along with Tom Kane and Phil LaMarr, Corey Burton, all these amazing people that I get to work with on a regular basis. Jim Cummings, who does a great job as Hondo and many guest starring roles there. Stephen Stanton, who has been many different characters, including Tarkin on the show, does a wonderful job. But it is a true joy to work with all of these wonderful people, as well as these very, very talented on-camera actors that have come in and done an amazing job, such as Matt Lanter, Ashley Eckstein, Catherine Tabor, Ian Abercrombie. We've got T.C. Carson, who does an amazing Mace Windu. I mean, I'm so blessed to work with all of them, and then guest stars like Clancy Brown playing Savage Opress. It is a great show. It is so fun to work on, and that in itself is a fun and inspirational time recording each time we get into the studio to do it. So that is some of my favorite things to do, although, I love recording Johnny Test because I get to do that with a cast that is not Hollywood voice actors, but very well-known Canadian voice actors. And so they are all in Canada, and I am here in my booth talking, and then we have a phone patch that patches us in, so we all get to record together. So that makes that great fun, recording the show Johnny Test. But no, I am blessed to be a voice actor. I love doing it, and I am very grateful for it. And every day that I work with these amazing talents, such as the people I mentioned, as well as other ones like Frank Welker and Maurice LaMarche, Rob Paulson, all these greats in voiceover. It is truly, truly an honor. I'm thankful for your time at the Gungan Council. I'm thankful for you guys having the Gungan Council. So be well, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Obi-Wan or James, for your time. It's been an honor. So that's all she wrote that's all of the interview, folks. Coming up on the podcast, we will be announcing the winners of the 7th Tournament of the Saber next Friday, October 7th, releasing our usually scheduled podcast, this time focusing on Return of the Jedi, final thoughts on the Star Wars Blu-ray release, Season 4 of the Clone Wars, and of course, our usual antics on our home, the Gungan Council message board.
The Force is very, very strong at the Gungan Council.
Thank you, Obi-Wan. You can find us at thegungancouncil.youku.com, a Star Wars fan community since 1999 and still going strong. For those seeking more information about our guest, please visit his website at jamesarnoldtaylor.com or check out the links provided in the summary of the episode. May the Force be with you. In fact, may it be with us all. And remember, the Gungan Council, a galaxy far, far away, just a little bit closer to home. Good night, folks. Star Wars is the intellectual property of George Lucas and Lucasfilm Limited. We do not claim the rights to any products or names of any kind. We are a fan site and hope to always be a fan site.